Across the Lone Star State, the cost of living is skyrocketing from food to housing. It's getting harder to make ends meet. If you need help paying your rent, there's programs. But what about families at risk of foreclosure on their home? One Southeast Texas nonprofit is trying to offer some relief. A partnership between the state's Homeowners Assistance program offers Southeast Texans up to $65,000. 12 News reporter Ebony Coleman spoke to the nonprofit to see who qualifies.
For some, it's an American dream, purchasing your own home. But when a pandemic and inflation jeopardize all you work for, you need some help. That's where this nonprofit is stepping in.
Residents are eligible to get up to $65,000 in homeowner assistance. So if you're behind on mortgage, property taxes, homeowners insurance, also utilities, we are here to help.
Inflation is at an all-time high across the state. Housing is no exception. Many homeowners are in fear of foreclosure.
I've probably touched over 1,000 people.
Courtney Richardson works with Legacy Development, a nonprofit that has taken in 1,000 applications from Southeast Texas families for a homeowners assistance program.
So you don't have to pay this back, which is amazing. So a lot of people think they call it, oh, well, do I have to pay this money back? Is it a loan? No, ma'am, this is a grant. This is for you.
Every week I'm receiving multiple calls from past clients or even current homeowners.
Mortgage broker Meredith Brush says high mortgages are only getting worse.
We had rates in the 3s for many years, and now the rates are in the 6s for a lot of homeowners.
She recommends monitoring your insurance renewal each year and looking for ways to cut costs.
They can adjust the dwelling coverages, they can adjust the deductibles. There's a lot of different options that they can do to help bring the payments back down. And then they'll just resubmit the revised insurance policy to their lender and avoid deficiencies.
And if you still find yourself in the hole, state assistance is an option.
Legacy is here to help Texas homeowners. If you need the assistance, we are here to help you.
Richardson says usually the process takes 1 to 2 months, depending on how much help you need. To find out more information or how you can apply, visit our website. In Beaumont, Ebony Coleman, 12 News.
Some good information. Thank you, Ebony. Let's get to the storm trackers tonight. And as you can see, the Golden Triangle was lucky this weekend. This video is from Houston, where rain caused some pretty serious flooding this weekend. Now we take a look outside on our Storm Tracker live view, I should say, on our Roofing 911 Skycam network. I'm in the Storm Tracker Center right now with meteorologist Kerry Cooper. Kerry, saw some of the rain there in Houston to our west. We got pretty lucky. We didn't get it that bad. We did.
You know, we talked about that yesterday, how one band of storms from Houston or Liberty remained stationary, stayed just west of the triangle. High pressure over Louisiana blocking that from moving into the triangles. We were very, very fortunate. Some areas had over a foot in the Houston area, some 8-9 inch rainfall totals, even in portions of Liberty and Polk counties. Some pretty good rains up in the lakes area this evening, some 1 to 2, even isolated 3 inch totals. Rains have ended for the night. We're running in the upper 60s to lower 70s on our Roofing 911 Skycam network under partly cloudy skies. The rains have pretty much ended for the night, and we'll see a few showers back in the forecast tomorrow with daytime heating. Not the coverage we saw today in the lakes area, though. Look for about a 20, maybe 30% coverage coming up. And morning lows, not too bad because some rain, cooled air will be in the upper 60s to lower 70s to start out your new work week. We'll talk about that and the rest of your Storm Tracker forecasts in just a few minutes.
We have an update tonight on the Beaumont City elections. Now that the results are in, it is time for the candidates to take their oath of office. The biggest change being that of our new mayor, Roy West. The swearing-in ceremony takes place this coming Tuesday, May 16th. Besides the mayor-elect, the rest of council will stay the same. Each member defeated their challenger in their respective races, but they will be sworn in again for this new term. Tuesday's meeting starts at 1:30. Tonight, the search for an alleged murder suspect continues for Beaumont Police. Right now, a manhunt is underway for Taji Malik Myers. Beaumont Police say he's responsible for a deadly shooting Friday night at Babe Zaharias Park. 24-year-old Trail Blaine Valiant of Beaumont was killed. Right now, a murder warrant is issued for Myers as police continue their search. Detectives interviewed witnesses Friday night and executed a search warrant at the suspect's home early the next morning, but he wasn't there. BPD sharing these pictures this weekend, hoping to get a tip. They say Myers is the man wearing the white tank top. He left the scene with the woman in the picture driving this baby blue Buick LeSabre. Police saying if you know anything, you should contact Crime Stoppers. You can leave an anonymous tip by calling 409-833-TIPS. Also on Friday, a traffic stop turned into a chase and eventually a drug bust for Beaumont Police. 27-year-old Jacordian Guillory drove away from police, eventually crashing his car into a median near Gulf and I-10. After a foot chase, he was arrested behind Bicycle Sports. Police then searched his car and they found this. Guillory was booked for evading detention in a vehicle and on foot, unlawfully carrying a weapon, and also possession of marijuana. Cleanup efforts continue in South Texas after an EF1 tornado ripped through Laguna Heights early Saturday morning. At least one person died, nearly a dozen others were hurt. That twister touching down when most people were asleep, catching the town off guard and leaving behind a trail of destruction. Dozens of homes damaged and power lines knocked out. Weather officials say the winds reached around 100 miles per hour in that area. Local officials say the timing only made the impact worse.
So it's unfortunate what occurred. Understanding is that the individual was basically crushed as a result of the damage to his mobile home.
The county judge signed a disaster declaration for his area. As thousands of migrants cross into the United States each day, they make their way north. Border cities this weekend are in states of emergency as they deal with this new influx. Tonight, George Solis reports on those seeking a better life.
Tonight, tales of pain and suffering along the U.S.-Mexico border. She said the journey was particularly hard for her 7-year-old daughter, who ended up with an infection. Migrants lining the streets of border towns like here in El Paso. It's where we meet Evelyn and Franklin, who made a perilous 3-month journey to the U.S. from Peru. She says in Nicaragua, they were kidnapped and they were threatened. And still, that pales in comparison to the trauma she says she felt when she was separated from her 4-year-old grandson at the border.
Nos separaron.
They took the child and told us he would be remanded into state custody, he says, now left waiting to see if they'll be reunited. Since Title 42 was lifted on Thursday, border crossings have dramatically decreased, largely because of stricter migration policies by the Biden administration.
Not only have we been planning, but we have been executing on those plans.
Migrants must first secure appointments on an app before entering a port of entry. Those that cross illegally could be barred from seeking asylum for 5 years. As migrants are shipped north, a humanitarian crisis is brewing in sanctuary cities across the country. In New York, the historic Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan is being transformed into an asylum seeker arrival center.
We've reached a breaking point. We need help.
In Chicago, warehouses are preparing to house migrants. And in Denver, this parking lot served as a makeshift shelter. Bells ringing and flowers being given out on the border today. A moment to celebrate the mothers. 22-year-old Yorlena Falcon gave birth to her son just 15 days ago.
She said at one point she thought she had lost her baby when she actually tripped on the journey.
As this mother is left wondering why her 17-year-old son died in U.S. immigration custody earlier this week.
Él iba sano, él iba bien.
He was healthy and doing well, she says. Families in search of a better life, now caught in the middle of policy and politics.